As part of this sprint, we did a couple of pieces of work. One of them was to evaluate the Mark II BibFrame 2 converter and its ability to do active record conversions. So here I'm in the project of the Mark II BibFrame 2 converter, and I can do a couple of different types of conversions on XML, Mark XML records.
Much bigger font, please.
Okay, this record conversion is a straight record conversion using the BibFrame 2 converter from Mark XML to BibFrame 2. And one thing to look at here in particular is the way that it does a conversion of an agent. And we can see that the resource, that the type of agent here has an example URI about that agent. The Mark II BibFrame 2 converter also has the ability to do what they call an active record conversion, which will do a lookup to the Library of Congress name service, and hopefully it will populate the agent with a URI that it looks up from that service. So this is using the YAS record conversion on the same record. And it did the conversion, and if I scroll up, hopefully I will see for that agent the lookup that it did. Oh, it actually was not able to find. Ideally what it would do is it would populate the RDF about with the information that it finds from that source. Another piece of work that we did in this sprint was to create an on-the-fly C key to BibFrame conversion, and what we've done that in the context of Libsys web forms. So if I click on here, I can put in a C key and then do conversion. And this is not a completed work here, but what it does initially is it will go to the Symfony server and it will fetch the Mark, which then in the future it will be able to convert to Mark XML and then RDF. So here you'll see it actually going out to the Symfony server. It takes a second, hopefully we'll come back. Or it will die like it did.
VPN?
Mm.
Is it a VPN?
No, what it's trying to do is it's trying to SSH into Morrison and Git, but there's a bug here and it failed. So, sorry. Not much of a demo.
Darren, do you want to do something?
Okay. So let me see if I can share my screen. I guess I'll just do the whole screen and switch over to my development environment. So when we convert the data, we start with Mark binary records and we convert to Mark XML. When we do that, we do an authority key lookup to resolve authority entities into URIs. And I'm just demonstrating here that we have a small test script that does this. And when you run it, it looks for files in a path. It finds one here that we have for our test records, one record. It outputs the records to this folder. And in this case, it created this one here. I apologize. I guess I didn't. Guess it didn't create that file. In the interest of moving on, it does work most of the time, as usual. Demos break. So the next step is Mark XML to BibFrame 2, and again we have a small test script that does that. It takes one record and outputs it to BibFrame RDF. Try my luck and see if it created that one. Okay, that worked. And BibFrame 2 is slightly different from BibFrame 1. I discovered today that it has a different namespace. Instead of bibframe.org/vocab, it's now under idloc.gov. So made some adjustments to that. Last script is loading an example file into BlazeGraph. And this one is an idempotent test. It cleans up after itself. All the BibFrame 2 data has been loaded. There's another script that's a batch script that runs through all the files and loads all the RDF in the BlazeGraph. So here I've got a query using the new BibFrame 2 namespace. I'm looking for a BibFrame, anything that's a BibFrame work. And BlazeGraph is returning all of these entities that are works. That's just one page of 1,200 pages. And altogether, there's nearly 60,000 works. This is just from the Casalini data that we've been working with on this sprint. So that's it for my demo.
Thank you. That concludes our demo for this week.